Alright.
Final round.
Black. I already know how I'm coming, man. Yeah. Try run the town. Tell no duck when they hear that sound. How they gon' come up now? Heavy as the head that'll wear that crown. I'm going pound for pound. And if it's by smoke, then we talk all of that. From an ounce to a pound, check it, they biting this now. Cause my drip right up the seat, how could they be? Give me a couple of rounds, cause I'm a beast when I'm on vitamin G. You see they start crumbling now, mad struck start mumbling now. Get the gist, I ain't reaching for cloud. Plot twist, I'm the one with the keys. Clock glitz, know they look how I freeze. Different continents, I be torn. We living life, making yours look boring. See we win at the end, it's a spoiler warning. Cause I keep heating up, I might blow the whole planet. They calling me toxic like global warming. But they keep tuning in once again and again. I'm the one at the top, just to form a warning. Truly, I'm the narrow when it come to movies. Get the narrow, entertain the groupies. Hop a narrow if you come pursue me. But I hop on the game, too busy rolled up whenever my girl getting moody. Link up with the gang, we all go insane. Catching them bills on the duty. I'm a stick, see I'm locked in. Bought a box, I was like 10. Back then, used to box, nowadays they ain't throwing hands. Mama said we got more advanced. One thing about me, I adapt, bought a Glock fin. Keep me safe from the block in. The game kept me off the block. Ain't got flex about looting my Ruger. I can shit on you with my computer. See my graphics card costs more than your damn job can afford to pay you. And my monitor, big as hell, detail, so I can see when I spray you. Then reload the clip and record the clip. It's go all say to that SSD. Know a whole lot of trill game heads like me wanna see tuned into that VGP. Take over the west and the east. Hey, we got just what you need on vitamin G.
Hello. Welcome everybody to this week's episode of the Vitamin G podcast. I am your host, Pharaoh, and with me today, I have Nappy, man. How you been? What you been playing?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Nappy Sensei, your friendly neighborhood ninja from the village here in the hood. Some stuff's been happening, but everything's pretty much settled now. As far as video games, I'm playing a lot of Battlefield 6. You know, I love that multiplayer Battlefield Mayhem. Getting really good with the assault class. Y'all Call of Duty players are really annoying. Stop playing the game like Call of Duty. It's Battlefield. We got objectives to get. Y'all motherfuckers worry about your kill death ratios and still wondering why you at the lowest podium of the goddamn scoreboard. But besides that, got of course playing Final Fantasy VII Remake. Really enjoying the story.
You're just getting in the remake?
Not remake. I'm sorry, Rebirth.
Okay.
Yeah, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Enjoying that story. That's pretty going good. Played Peak. Peak came out with the new volume recently, which was like this forest volume, which is pretty cool. It's got a lot of bugs, got zombies. It was a cool add-on, and played a little bit of VR with the lady. She really likes the game where you have to get this VR through the woods. And it's some weird obstacles and stuff. And you actually have to do gear shifting, which is janky as ever. And pretty much that's it on the mobile scene. I'm trying to get through Tribe 9's the third quest before basically the server's officially shut down. So yeah, that game did not deserve to be a mobile game. It pissed me off that it was, but hey, it's I think it's set till November 24th, so I'm just trying to rush through and get chapter 3 done.
So what deserves to be a mobile game, Nappy? Mr. King of Mobile?
It's actually what deserves to be a mobile game. I think we need to change in a mobile game, honestly, because right now, like
I mean, mobile is the king of the gaming space. You know, at the
I mean,
moment.
they're the king of the money making.
Yes, I'm saying. Yeah,
money wise, but it's not like the ideal gaming space, and it's not because of the hardware itself. Like,
it's because of the attach rate. You know, everyone has a phone versus not everyone has a console.
Well, yeah, everyone has a phone, and now phones are capable have become better lately over the years to the point where you can actually put some decent games on mobile. It's just that how many of these games are gotcha games on my phone?
I mean,
the amount of gotcha games I got on this motherfucker.
But who's paying full price? Who's paying for a game on a phone? People don't pay for games on their phone.
I'm just actually not. So, like a game that I actually was happy that is on mobile, the Trials of Mana game, for example.
Yeah.
This game, ever since they added controller support now, full-fledged controller support for this game, people have been buying this game like left and right. Like it is.
I mean,
it's actually a fun game because this game was on the Nintendo Switch. But
I'm not saying that the game is bad. I'm just talking about people actually buying games.
It's not advertised as much. I seriously think the mobile gaming market is still an untapped market because everyone's so used to gotcha games.
Yeah.
But some of these, especially like some of these indie developers, they can push some of these games onto mobile. With these new chips nowadays, especially these new ARM processors, man, they can run some of these indie games can easily run. Like, oh my god, can you imagine Castle Crashers on mobile?
Nah, because I never played it on console.
What? Man, bro, you missing out. You haven't played Castle Crashers, man. That was They got the co-op with the crazy knights. You can even draw your own knight on Castle Crashers right now.
Maybe I'll check it out. I
just saying. Full-fledged controller support now. Trails of Mana.
I got Visions of Mana. I need to play that.
I haven't played that either. But I'm just saying we emulate everything on this. The phone, we emulate everything on the phone. Why can't just make native ports? I mean, it's easy money for these companies.
Man, speaking of that, it's not one of our topics, so I guess we can, just kind of like a what's on your mind thing.
We got a Wahoo game, Quan.
Bounty, what's going on? Switch.
Oh god.
Did you see that they released a website where you can check if Switch games are backwards compatible instead of just like they can make the full suite of games backwards compatible from
we know the code was awfully familiar to you, Zoo. The emulator site they took down, but very similar. Oh dang, you went in daddy mode.
Yeah, they want extra bedtime. So I mean that's something they could easily do, and it's like it just continues to show like how like just brazen Nintendo is in scamming their fan base, because there's no reason that that device isn't fully backwards compatible with the Switch. Like,
I mean, it doesn't have any of the fact that we confirmed that it doesn't have any of the physical hardware of the old, which is sad. But I don't know why they could have made it. We don't know what this custom NVMe NVIDIA chip is, but I mean they always have added like the old hardware into the new system for it to be able to play backwards compatibility.
Yeah,
the Switch 2 hardware wise compared to Switch 1 doesn't have that, but they were like, it's okay, we're going to let it emulate it. Okay, so if you can emulate it, then why don't you do it for all your games then?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's possible.
It is definitely possible. They just being lazy. They rather spend money on trying to sue people, but hey,
no, they're not being lazy. They rather just charge you, make you buy the game, make you buy the Switch 2 version. That's
that too. Oh, they're definitely gonna make you buy games twice now. Especially, have you heard about?
They're the kings of that.
Have you heard what happened with the Nintendo now with their patents recently?
No, I heard that the catching monster patent that they won in the US is in the process of getting revoked. I've heard that.
So because of the backlash of United States, United States Patent Office is now re-examining that patent
Yeah.
And Japan already rejected that patent for Nintendo because Japan said that they already found like a number of games that already had that feature that Nintendo claim is theirs, is they're the owners of it. So all that money they spent on patenting, but the only thing is that they apparently are allowed to revise the patent, but yeah, no.
It's too many games that came before Pokemon that had some sort of capture mechanic.
Monster Ranchers,
well, Monster Rancher didn't come before Pokemon, but it was in that same
Digimon. I
space.
mean, we got so many games with capture monster objectives, writing monsters. Like some of the patents were insane.
Yeah,
that they filed in this year, and it's like
they just wanted the ability to sue, with no regard, basically.
How about you make a better product? I mean, you said you spend less than like a little over $1 million on your Pokemon game and made 11 million in return, even though the game was crap. But still.
Well, I mean, I don't think they can really invest more in making the game better because they didn't invest in the hardware. Like,
I mean, okay, so I will definitely say it for power efficiency wise is good. I haven't really owned a Switch 2, so I don't know. I don't know. I mean, maybe they can have the open world, but the open world is bland and boring. You saw what other developers did with the new what was it? What was that Ninja Samurai game?
We've seen Game Freak be released from the clenches of Nintendo, and we've seen what they're working on when they have a chance to work on more powerful hardware. It's not like Game Freak can't do better.
I mean,
they're doing what they can on the hardware that's provided.
I mean, if the Switch 2 can run Cyberpunk 2, I mean, because the thing about it is
it's running it in Photoshop mode, man. It does.
I'm not saying it looks good. It's the best looking Cyberpunk 2.
Yeah.
But it's running Cyberpunk. You gotta give it credit where credit's due. That's like,
I'm not saying it's a terrible device, but I'm saying it does present some limitations to developers.
I mean, Nintendo's known for limitations, and we still got great experiences. I remember at one point, even the Sony PlayStation 2 had its limitations, and people still find a way to make great games on that console.
Yeah, but that was the best that you could get at the time.
Yeah, like,
I'm not saying that Nintendo had to make the latest and greatest. But if they if they had decided to make a piece of hardware that was on par with the Steam Deck that's currently out, the lowest model, if it was around that spec range, I think developers will be able to do a lot more with that particular piece of hardware.
I mean, yeah, I can agree. I mean, I can see that. I mean,
and the original Steam Deck is cheaper than the Nintendo Switch 2 right now. So it's not like
I think it's actually holding up strong.
Yeah,
I mean, it's starting to show its age a little bit because of some of these crazy demanding titles, but I mean that's a whole nother topic, but still.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not like, I don't think we're saying anything that's like outrageous. Like the capability is there. Like, it's not like the Steam Deck is more expensive than the Switch 2 is currently. So it's in range. I think it was a fair expectation from fans that the hardware would be a little bit more powerful than what it currently is.
But also put your games on the cartridges, for the love of God. That whole cartridge system.
Yeah, that game key card thing is they're butchering that too.
Why? I get it. After the Switch 1, I get it, because I'm not saying that I have emulated, but the process of emulation was very easy, and I understand that Nintendo want to protect their products, but at the same time, like,
I mean, but at the end of the day, like, there's a lot of smart people out in the world. They're gonna find a way to emulate your stuff eventually. Like, there's nothing you can do to stop it. So
even how many times people break Steam protection for some of their games? Because like I've done it for me personally. I did it for Tekken 7. Tekken 7, apparently you had to be online to play it. I couldn't play in offline mode, so I found a way to break the Steam OS thing and to trick my Steam OS, and I was able to play Tekken 7 offline.
Okay, I mean, that's normal though. Like I said, smart people figure ways around the limitations that you put in front of them.
Yeah, also that could lead to, if I was to exchange that, give out the game with that, then that would be considered piracy. That's me sharing a game,
Yeah,
cracking the game and sharing it. But sometimes I will crack a game just to play in offline mode, which is sad.
yeah. I mean, it is sad that you have to do that because it's no reason. Every game should be playable offline, like unless it is a fully like live service multiplayer type game. There, it should be fully playable offline.
Yep.
Um, so, but yeah. I mean, I think that's it for my Nintendo rant. You have anything else that's on your mind before we jump into these topics?
Do I have anything else besides the Nintendo rant? Not actually, not really. I mean, Square Enix is doing a whole revision of their company, and then
Oh,
they laid
you
off
saw that? You
and
saw
they
that?
laid off a shit ton of people because it's I'm really
AI.
I I mean, part of it they did say AI, which has me worried. But
AI is supposed to fully take over their QA process over like the next like 3 years or something like that. So they scaled down their European and US offices. Pretty much, they're like F the foreigners. We're going back to focusing on Japan and what we used foreigners for. We're going to use, instead of foreigners, we're just going to use AI. That's basically what's happening.
My thing about it is like, I mean, I get it. Square Enix back or SquareSoft back in the day, that used to make themselves go damn near bankrupt to release a Final Fantasy game and then recoup all that money back and then some. Like I miss that. That's a SquareSoft / Square Enix I miss. But I mean, I can understand why, because after failure after failure after failure of all their Western IPs.
Well, it wasn't that the IPs, the exclusivity agreements is what hurt them. As soon as they got out of these exclusivity agreements, they became profitable within 2.5 years.
I'm just saying
that's not a coincidence.
I'm just saying Final Fantasy Rebirth still has to come out on Xbox.
It's not going to come out on Xbox until probably next fall.
Yeah, like
because Remake releases in January. So I would have to believe that Rebirth will release next fall because whatever the third game is probably going to release in early 2027. Because every game has released in all the Final Fantasies have kind of released in that spring window. Remake released in April of whatever year it came out. I think it was 2020. And then Rebirth came out in like late February 2 years ago, whatever year that was. I can't keep up. But yeah, so I would assume that it's coming out in 2027, like probably around March or April time frame. Anywhere between February and April, because they've always released it in that spring window. They should really release it in the holiday window. It's a really big game. Well, it should be a really big game, especially now that it's going to release everywhere.
I mean, besides out of Final Fantasy 7, I mean Final Fantasy 7 because everyone knows Cloud, but you know Final Fantasy, they haven't been hitting their newer IP. The newer Final Fantasy hasn't been hit hard as the old ones, unfortunately.
Yeah, but I can't remember the last time they treated Final Fantasy like it was their biggest game and released it in the holiday window. The last holiday window Final Fantasy, I believe, is Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah,
16 released in June, which is like one of the weakest months of game sales normally.
Yeah, because everyone's on vacation.
Yeah, Remake released in April, and Rebirth released in February, like February, March, like last week of February, first week of March. So, like, yeah, they haven't treated their biggest IP like it's their biggest IP, which is kind of awkward, if you ask me. Maybe that's a Eastern thing. Maybe that's a good window for Eastern sales is the spring versus over here, you know, fall is the stronger time for us.
I mean, it could be. I mean, Square Enix doing slowing down, doing revision, focus on what they know best. I mean, sometimes you gotta take a step back before you can take 2 steps. Sometimes you gotta take 1 step back to take 2 steps forward or 3 steps forward. So yeah, I don't blame them for lowering their companies. It just kind of sucks the way how they just laid off the whole Western division.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Amazon kind of do the same thing. They like let go like
Well, Amazon just their whole gaming industry, man.
Then they let go like 40,000 people or something. Like it was some crazy number they let
Yeah,
go
they
of.
did, and they didn't want to replace all with AI, and now they're talking about dropping it all together. That and also Twitch is, oh god, the recent stuff with Twitch and Amazon don't even want shit to do with Twitch anymore. But it's like they bought them.
They can't get rid of Twitch because Twitch is too popular. They have to find a way to monetize it.
That is still running in the negative for them, which is sad.
Yeah.
They not giving them little to no budget.
Yeah, I mean, but they have to find a way to monetize it because it's way too big. It's too big to fail. Like it has too many people using it every month for them to be like, oh yeah, we're just gonna shut it down. I mean, if they do that, that's like a colossal failure if they do.
I mean, that AWS servers will definitely be freed up with a lot of space and data if they were to get abandoned Twitch.
Yeah, I just can't see them doing it because, like I said, like
their game division, they just.
I mean, I'm sure YouTube would be ecstatic. YouTube and Kick would be ecstatic if Twitch shut down.
They probably would, but also their games, the whole Amazon gaming studio thing, and their gaming lineup with the Luna controller and the stream gaming, their platform that is like it's kind of connected to Twitch, but it's not connected to Twitch, and it just didn't work.
Yeah,
it was terrible. Like streaming games should be considered as an accessory, not as your main standard console.
But it's getting a lot better. Like
I'll give you that. If you got Nvidia, like GeForce Now, ever since they now have like 5080 capable streaming games, yeah, it's definitely better. Still not good enough for like competitive like FPS games, but it's gotten a lot better. I'll give you that.
Yeah, like I'm playing on xCloud since it's gone live, and I'm impressed by how good it has gotten. So
same thing with me. If I do it on my TV, I mean,
yeah, I'm impressed. Like these services are getting better. Like in the next like 10 years, I can see it being the primary thing. Maybe not for me, but I guess for the casual audience, I could see that. Like
last thing. Did you saw what Microsoft did to try to keep the remaining players on the Game Pass Ultimate?
No, what they do?
So basically, if you didn't cancel your subscription, you are actually grandfathered into the original price for Ultimate, and they said they'll give you at least a 2-month window to let you know when they increase your price. So I'm still playing.
Is that in the US? I know they did like
that was in response for everybody who canceled their subscriptions, and then more people were about to cancel because I was about to cancel. Mine was up on the 30th of October.
Okay.
I was ready to cancel, but then also on the 27th, Microsoft had put out a statement saying, hey, just to let you know that we're actually locking in all these players at $20. So I'm still paying $20 a month for Game Pass Ultimate.
So while we're talking about that, I mean, that is cool. But while we're talking about that, there is some cards on CD Keys, Loaded, formerly known as CD Keys, US cards. You can buy 12 months of Game Pass for $200. So basically, that's less than $20 a month because $20 a month would be $240. So if you go to loaded.com right now, they have them. I think it's like
loaded.com. Holy shit!
It's like $206 for 12 months of Game Pass.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
Which is a phenomenal deal. You can buy like 10 cards if you want it. If you got it like that. You buy 5 cards if you got it like that. And you could insulate yourself to $20 a month for Game Pass for the foreseeable because the cards don't expire. So that's something to check out. I saw it last night. I'm already locked in for 3 years. I'm sure I'll buy, like 2 or 3 more cards, before the month's up.
I'm right now. Only reason why I still got Game Pass Ultimate is because they've now made it where basically if you didn't cancel your subscription, you still got the $20 Ultimate. You're locked in at that $20, and they will give you a 2-month notice when they will increase your price and make you pay the standard.
Well, it's been a while since we've talked. So before we jump into our topics, did you see when the whole thing about the whole internet was outraged about Microsoft's goal is to have like a 30% profit margin?
Yeah, I did saw that because it's like bruh, like it's just like you guys already are making a profit, but like 30%.
I mean, that's just. I mean, I don't have a problem with the company having goals, as long as they have a path to it.
30%, but like, is that going to be because the way how things are going right now? Like, Microsoft's no longer selling the Xbox at a loss.
Yes, I understand that.
So, like, gaming, the hobby of just playing video games in general is more. It's starting to become a more expensive hobby. Like the Xbox Series X went from $500 to $650.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean,
It's just
there's definitely economics that we can like debate. But
it's just like people already having a hard time just doing the hobbies that they love.
yeah,
And when they hear 30%, we want to make a 30% profit. It's like, what? How are you going to make a profit when nobody got money?
that's for the $4 trillion company to figure out. But
They're not going to eat that cost. It seems like if
oh,
Microsoft
they're not going to eat any cost. They've already said they want to make a 30% profit. So they made it perfectly clear they're not eating any cost.
Yeah, after laying off, it's probably going to lay off another couple thousand employees.
No, the point that I was getting at, I'm sure they'll lay off more people. That's part of business. Is as you reach certain goals and you don't need certain people anymore, you get rid of them. But it sucks. But that's how business goes. But the point that I was getting at regarding 30% is that they made it specifically clear that they know that they will not get to that 30% target through organic growth. They anticipate achieving it through inorganic growth. So there's more purchase. They've basically made it known with that 30% that there's a lot more purchasing on the way. So I'm gonna keep my Game Pass. That's basically what I took away from that. Like, let me stack up a couple more years Game Pass because I don't know what you're buying, but I do know it's going to end up in Game Pass. So,
I mean, now that they also said that I'm locked in at the $20 a month, I didn't retract it because I was about to get rid of Game Pass completely. To be honest with you,
oh, you weren't even going to go down to the PC Game Pass, which is basically Game Pass Ultimate on PC,
because of it's the number of games. Because of if I went down the PC Ultimate, yeah, I would have almost the same experiences, but it would have locked me out of like other games. Like Call of Duty apparently was only Game Pass Ultimate.
No, you would get it on Game Pass PC.
Yeah, but it was because I was looking at the game. They said it was like, I think it was like 100 game difference, which I didn't like.
There is a difference because there are certain games that are only console, and then there are certain games that are only PC. So there is going to be that difference.
But I was able to stream console and PC games. So.
Yeah, the biggest difference between Game Pass Ultimate and Game Pass PC is I don't think Game Pass PC has cloud gaming attached to it. I think all the other tiers have cloud gaming attached to it. So even if you have like the base tier of Game Pass where you pay the $60 a year, it has some form of like cloud access. Mm-hmm. I think the only thing that PC Game Pass doesn't have is cloud gaming.
Yeah, but
I haven't checked, but I think that's the only. But it has like EA Play, it has the Ubisoft, it has all that stuff. I just think it doesn't have the cloud component.
Yeah, it's been a while since I looked at it, but because of Microsoft like locking in the grandfather in the players that didn't cancel their subscriptions yet, Microsoft, you're lucky, but yeah, I didn't cancel my Game Pass subscription yet. I just got that.
Okay. Well, it's a lot of games out there. Not all of them are getting played in the subscription model. I mean, it like I said, people just have to decide, how they game and if it makes sense. Like, no one. And the thing is, it's a month-to-month subscription. You're not locked in for 3 months. You're not locked in for a year. Like, you can be a consumer and say this month or these months Game Pass works for me, but the rest of the year it doesn't. That's a very, practical thing to do. Like, no one says you have to be locked into Game Pass every month at that, whatever rate, whatever tier you desire. So I mean, that's a very real thing. But yeah, that said, I think it's just gonna be me and you tonight. I know other people said they were gonna show up, but we've been here for about half an hour. Let's go ahead and jump into these topics, man. This is one I know you're excited about. So
Oh
today,
yes.
Steam announced that they will be releasing a under the TV PC, basically.
That's what
They're
you
not
call.
they're not calling it a console, so why should I call it a console?
Well, it's not a console. It's like a console PC hybrid, I guess you in a way.
Yeah, kind of like what Xbox said they were doing. But yeah, it's a Steam machine. They're calling it a PC. Um, so yeah, it's quite interesting, and it's not just the Steam machine that they're doing. They are showing that they are doing the VR. They're doing the control. They're doing the whole thing. It's a whole Steam ecosystem that they are releasing into the market that people will be able to purchase in early 2026. So we're
Yeah.
looking at spring 2026 for this device, which I think is a interesting choice to release in this particular year. I mean, I get you're getting the jump on probably Xbox and PlayStation. But it's interesting that you're releasing it in a year where you won't get GTA 6, which I know people are making like this big deal
That already
about.
got delayed. No one cares.
Somebody cares.
It gets delayed so much.
It gets delayed so much. I do agree, and I do think the hype around GTA 6 is I think it's a little bit overhyped. I know the game is going to be successful. I know it's going to sell well. But I don't think it's going to be like this big cult thing where no other game eats the month that GTA 6 drops. I think it's a very big game, but I don't think it's so big that it's like if I put out my game the same month, I'm guaranteed to fail.
That game better render Earth at this point.
I do expect it to be a very big game though. So yeah, quite interesting. I'm not a fan of this controller layout. Like that's the first thing that stuck out to me. I was like, this looks crazy. It looks like a PlayStation controller mixed with a Xbox controller mixed with laptop touchpad.
Okay, so I have to say I'm definitely gonna get my hands on that controller. That's actually at minimum, I'm buying that controller.
Okay.
Because as a controller reviewer, I got to get my hands on it. Based off this Steam, like old Steam controller, when they had the Steam, basically the two pads were supposed to stimulate mouse movements, and that was like a really, really valuable thing with the old Steam controller. This new Steam controller looks like they got two touchpads for mouse controls for you to play games that normally don't support controllers. Now the placement, I can see what you're saying. Maybe it's possible that maybe around below my thumb, around the palm, could possibly be touching it. I'm pretty sure there's a way to disable the touchpad and enable it. I don't know. I have to get my hands on it, but I do know it has the trigger stoppers, 4 programmable buttons on the back of it.
Yeah, but
it looks interesting.
It has a lot of cool features. The controller, it does have a good feature set. It's just an odd form factor for me personally.
But the thing about it is like if you look at that controller where the two touchpads are, and you kind of look at the layout, the way how it's dipped, I have a strong feeling that it dips just enough for everyone's palms not to hit the touchpad if they don't want me to.
I
mean,
I think it's gonna come down to the width of the controller, like how bulky it is too, like the width and the depth of the grips. But yeah, it's odd looking. It might be extremely comfortable.
I mean, I got someone next to a grown person's hand when they're pointing at it. I was looking at it. So it doesn't look
very
that
big.
much. It doesn't look that big as it seems, but
it just looks odd to me. Like it would have to grow. It would have to grow on me. I know that much. Like it wouldn't just be it wouldn't feel natural in my hands compared to how a PlayStation controller feels or how a Nintendo controllers have felt for me in the past. I know it's going to be an adjustment for me.
I mean, because if you hold a controller, your palms are not out there. It's not like resting like right here. It's like kind of
Yeah, you like when I hold my controller, like I mean, I don't anticipate my palms hitting the touchpad, you know, and I hold a controller, like my palms aren't up here, so I don't anticipate that being a thing. I'm kind of more offset when I hold a controller, so that's not like I'm kind of hard, but
I mean, yeah, I know it is a
it's
little
not
hard.
like I don't my palms aren't like caved in towards the middle of the controller. They're more on the outside. So I don't anticipate that being a problem, but it just looks
It,
odd.
it
I just
does
have
look odd. I'll give you that. It does. But I think once you hold it in your hands, I think it will surprise everybody once
well,
they
the
get
thing
it in their
is,
hands.
it's easy to say once you hold it in your hands, but if people are having the same type of reaction as I'm having, they might be like, do I want to hold it in my hands? That's the question.
I
Like,
mean,
are people gonna give it a chance? Is the question.
I will say this: if you do get this new Steam machine, get that controller because outside of Bluetooth connection and Wi-Fi, that a top bar has a dedicated 2.4 connection to the Steam box that is to the
Well,
Steam machine that's completely
wouldn't
separate from Bluetooth.
wouldn't you
This was
assume if you purchase a Steam machine, it would come with a controller? Like,
it
you
does
don't think
actually come with a controller
I
anyway,
was
so
say
yes.
like I was say it would come with it naturally.
Yes, definitely. There's definitely proprietary like communication software that apparently is really cost efficient and really good. What the guy was pointing out, like in that and little screenshot, is that
Mhm.
the 2.4 gigahertz technology that they use is
Yeah.
actually extremely stable, easily for 1,000 hertz pulling rate. It's
Mhm.
just that, and they also put it on the very top of the controller because they want to make sure your hands don't get in the way of like the communication stuff because they were doing like all these crazy tests with it to see if they can like interrupt the communication between the
Yeah.
controller and the Steam machine. So it was
No,
actually pretty
yeah.
cool. We're gonna get some more breakdowns, but there was like one person that I follow on YouTube. He got a personal interview with Valve and was able to get his hands on some of the stuff, but he couldn't do no benchmarks, unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean, it is interesting. That they're entering into the space. I mean, I like that we have a new entrant in the space. It's been a while since we had 3 devices to choose from, as far as in the AAA space. Before it was
With Sega, Nintendo, and PlayStation.
Sega, Nintendo, and PlayStation, but then say Nintendo kind of stepped aside, and then it was Sega,
No, then it was
Xbox,
actually it's PlayStation,
PlayStation.
Xbox, and Nintendo. Then Nintendo decided to take the budget route, and
Yes, I'm
now
saying.
it's just Nintendo and well, actually, I'm sorry, PlayStation and Xbox because Nintendo's in their whole separate ecosystem.
Yeah, they're in a whole separate lane, basically.
They don't consider
So,
themselves.
so now this device kind of puts Steam kind of in the same space as Xbox and PlayStation, but not really at the same time. This is a very interesting device. I don't know who it caters towards. To me personally, I kind of feel like Steam users are not necessarily looking for Steam devices. Um,
What? Hmm.
I mean, they've released Steam devices before, and they just never really had a really big attach.
I will.
I don't expect this to have a really big attach either. Like, I think it's gonna sell. I think it's gonna be like the Steam Deck. It's gonna have its niche audience. I don't know if it's gonna make it inside of a Target and a Walmart and a Best Buy.
I mean, I get it, but honestly, like for the Steam machine, this would be a great accessory for my living room TV. So the
Yeah,
thing about
I'm not. It looks like a very good device, but I just don't know who's in the market for it.
I mean, it's the Steam has slowly been growing, and Valve has been working very hard.
Oh, Steam is huge. We're not
Yeah,
arguing that. Steam is huge. But the thing
like
is like it's like PlayStation. PlayStation is huge, but their audience aren't necessarily driven towards their products. When it comes to the first party stuff. Same thing here but with hardware. Like
I mean, the
Steam
thing
is huge, but the consumer base isn't necessarily drawn to their hardware.
I mean, okay, I will say that I I mean, yes, they are entering the market, so they are like technically they're considered the underdogs, but it's
I would
been
consider them an
growing.
underdog.
They have been growing, like it's been a steady growth. even with the Steam Deck, it's like people were talking about all these crazy handhelds with the Z2 Extreme chip, and people are like, yo, my Steam Decks can still play a good amount of games in 2025, late 2025. And people are just like, yeah, it may not struggle to play some games because of all these crazy graphical stuff, but
So
the Steam Deck, people are still like loving it for what it is.
the way I see these companies right now is, I feel like Steam is kind of doing the same thing that Xbox and PlayStation are doing, where they're not necessarily competing against Xbox, they're not necessarily competing against PlayStation, like in a direct sense. They're more so like, we have these players. The players that we have, we need to give them as many tools as possible to stay engaged in our platform so that they don't go elsewhere to engage in other platforms or other services, whether that be gaming or non-gaming type things. Like, we want you to walk away from your PC and still engage with Steam on your TV. We want you to walk away from your PC and still engage in Steam on your handheld. It's not necessarily to compete with Xbox or PlayStation per se, but they want to keep people engaged in their ecosystem as much as possible. And that's why these devices are coming out. That's kind of how I see that. I don't see this as I'm competing against PlayStation and Xbox with these devices. I don't see that at all. Just like I don't see the Xbox allies competing with the Steam Deck necessarily directly. I don't necessarily see that. I mean, do they compete? Yes, but I think really the goal is, how do I keep my players engaged in my platform when they're not on their big screen TV? That's what I think is happening. And I think with Steam, it's how do I keep them engaged when they're not on their PC? Easy. I give them this little box they can take with them on the road and all this other stuff. It presents another option.
I mean, I see what you're saying. I think it's just the thing about Steam though. It's just like, I think Valve, even though Valve, yes, wants to keep their player base they currently have in like to stay in the Steam ecosystem, which honestly, Valve has been doing an extremely good job. It's still the number one PC platform, and thank God that they still decide to stay private. They never go in public trading. Thank fucking God. The fact that Valve done such a good job and has that trust of the player base with all their games, with their ecosystem, with their Steam OS, which still is better than Windows OS, just to give you a heads up.
It's not better than Windows OS because there's a bevy of games that you still cannot play until they solve that. There are things that Steam OS does better than Windows. That's not something that's arguable.
Okay.
But the fact that you can't play like a Battlefield, or you can't play a Call of Duty, or you can't play a Destiny 2.
They've been fixing the anti-cheat engines now because but
it's not there yet. But when they cross those, just like when Xbox crosses certain hurdles or when Microsoft crosses certain hurdles, will say, hey, it does this better than Steam OS, or it does this as well as Steam OS. They have certain hurdles they have to cross.
I mean, I'll say this. When it comes to the games that both of them can play, performance wise, the Steam OS performs better. The main thing stopping Steam's operating system when it comes to playing, say, from like Battlefield 6, are anti-cheat engines.
Yes. So
figure that out. That's a hurdle. But if it wasn't for the anti-cheat engines, of course the consoles will run it. Once they do figure it out, though, I'm pretty sure it's going to run better on the Steam Deck than it does on these Windows gaming handheld devices.
Well, we don't know how fast Windows is going to figure out their issues. It's a race for both of them. Who figures out what first?
Microsoft just laid off their employees and relying on AI, while Valve kept all their employees. And they actually are working with their community.
Who has more employees still?
Who has better creativity and actual real life people programming their stuff?
Probably Windows. That's why they're a $4 trillion company, and Steam is this little old company.
They said they're going to rely on AI for most of their code, while Valve is keeping their stuff and doing everything in house.
Yeah, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to figure out everything. Like, they're doing great things over there, but that doesn't mean that Xbox doesn't, or Windows or Microsoft doesn't still have great people over there.
Microsoft,
it's a race on both sides. We will see who does what first.
I got one hundo on Valve.
We
One
know that
hundo.
we know that you have your bias towards your platform of preference, which is Steam.
Yes, I do have a little bias, but I will
Yeah,
say this.
but
No, yes, because I do love using Steam. Steam OS has come a long way.
Yeah.
But all I'm saying is Valve actually has their dedicated engineers working on Steam OS. And not only that, they actually let the community work on it. That's why they keep it open source.
Yeah, but I'll say this at the same time. Xbox, well, not Xbox, Microsoft has dedicated a lot of resources to improving the Xbox PC app experience. That it's something that I've never seen before. I got this handheld, and it's like every 3 days there's a Windows app update, and there's improvements to the app made like every week. Like they're really like it's a new focus. So I see Xbox having a very strong commitment to not Xbox, Microsoft having a very strong commitment to that Xbox app and that Xbox PC experience, especially now that the Xbox full screen experience is rolling out a lot faster than a lot of people anticipated to these other devices. I think the MSI Claw 8 that just came out like a couple weeks ago is also getting the Xbox full screen experience like before Christmas, like literally like in the next couple weeks. So it's like they are definitely investing a lot into it. And I think it's going to be a very interesting race between Steam and Xbox to see who solves their issues first. And I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I mean, I still got my hundo on Steam though. I haven't found.
We know PC Master Race. Yeah,
it's not even like a PC Master Race thing. It's just like also speaking of besides the controller, like when I looked at the new Steam machine now, it looks like spec wise it's around in I will say
they said a 7800 XT is what it's around.
I would say like a 7600 XT to be honest with you by looking at the CUDA core counts and stuff.
Yeah, but that's what they said. I mean, I watched a little video today. They said around 7800 XT.
I don't know about 7800 XT. I was going to say 7600 X because that's
I'm just telling you what they said.
I mean, was that what Valve said, or is that what
I was watching the video? I don't know who did the video. They were at the Steam place breaking it down. That's all I know. They was invited to Valve headquarters to break this down and talk about the thing. So everything that they said, was greenlit by them motherfuckers over there. That's all I know.
I mean, a lot of big YouTubers were brought up to there, but I
mean, but they weren't just given the green light to say whatever they wanted about the device.
I mean, they weren't allowed to run benchmark tests on the Steam machine. So
yeah, exactly. So
they could only just look at it. They can ask the developers the engineers questions. And that's about it. And get the hands-on experience.
That's what I'm saying. So they didn't say anything that Steam didn't necessarily want them to say.
They didn't deny or verify, but I don't think I don't think a 7000. I mean, if it's around 7800, cool, because it is a custom AMD chip.
It could just be marketing speak. I mean, we get just marketing corporate speak all the time. It could be that. I mean, it could be like you say, it's 7600 XT, but for the prospects of marketing the device, they say 7800 XT. I mean, because think about it. Most people are on 1080 Ti's anyway. So if you're one of them 1080 Ti folks, and this device is coming out for $500-$600, why not get this?
It's going to be definitely stronger than 1080 Ti. I mean,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I'm just saying, if you're one of those people who are on one of those older graphics cards, this is a major upgrade. And if the price point is right, why not?
I mean, because it is proprietary. So it is a custom AMD chip, but it's based on RDNA 3, which I was like, which I'm like, okay, so it's better than all the handhelds, hands down.
Yeah.
Also, another picture I want to show is like the actual when someone took off the actual hood of the Steam Deck, looking at the insides of it. It is an interesting device. That thing is mostly it's like all the PCP boards at the bottom. That joint is a giant heatsink. Like half of that Steam machine is a giant heatsink.
It's very small, so heat is going to be something that you're going to have to really deal with.
I mean, it's smart. I mean, but god dang, that's nothing but that's a lot of metal.
Yeah, as small as it is, there's going to have to be a lot of resources dedicated to cooling it off, the way that the fan is covered on the
well, I mean, the exhaust on the back end, I mean, that makes sense. I mean, because they said that it's supposed to be able to take heat from the bottom, even though I think they need to make the legs a little bit bigger, which actually Valve said themselves that they were debating on that for the longest about the length of the legs, because they were literally fighting over just little centimeters of height, because
it makes a big difference when it comes to cooling.
So I'm curious. I mean, they could have put more holes into it, but like maybe put the hole. I would say honestly, I would give Microsoft its credit for these serious acts by putting the fan on top, because heat rises. It makes it easier for heat to dissipate.
Yeah.
Now with half of the box literally being nothing but a heat sink, the heat has someplace to go.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting. Like it's going
to be interesting when you run games that really push it.
I want to see the thermal benchmarks on this game. Well, yeah, the thermal benchmarks, because
if you try to run Cyberpunk,
no, this thing can run Cyberpunk easily.
Yeah, but I'm
not
saying,
like at max settings, but it can run.
I'm saying I know it can, but I'm saying if you try to up the settings on it, like Cyberpunk can be an intensive game if you really push it. That's the point that I'm making.
Yeah, and
but you know what? This device should also be able to use an eGPU. That's hypothetically.
I don't know what this USB-C port is. Like they do have a USB-C.
I mean, it's a PC.
I mean, no, it's a PC, but the question is like the eGPUs. Like, what is this, a Thunderbolt like 4 or 5? What's this USB-C port?
I would think it has to be Thunderbolt 4. It has to be.
Like if that USB-C port can just like a Thunderbolt 4, then yeah, sure, it can run the eGPU. I'll give it this credit. But if it's not, I don't know.
So I mean, I think it's a good device, but I just don't know who it's marketed towards per se. Like I don't think a PlayStation player or Xbox player sees this and is like, I need to get this.
I mean, well, a lot of people are probably going to look at it and be like not understanding like what it is. Now, the one thing that one YouTuber that I did watch, and when he asked him a question like, what's the price range? Valve did say that they did say this is not a console. This is going to be priced around an entry level PC.
Yeah.
So entry level PC means it's
$700,
like $700, $800, which it makes sense for what is presented to us.
Yeah.
Now they also said that there's also going to be some upgrades to Steam OS that are coming out when this console also comes out.
Yeah, like I said, there's obviously a race.
Yeah, but
who can solve what issues, who can do what, who can create the best consumer experience within their ecosystem, OS platform. It's an interesting race right now, and I very much am interested to see who solves what issues first, how they attack different aspects of the market, and how does Steam present this product in a way that a Steam player feels compelled to have one?
I mean, make a Steam. I mean, like I said, for me personally, because honestly, I just recently got a 5080 in my computer, so I'm gaming.
Exactly.
But with this, I would definitely put this in my living room. This will be under my living room TV as accessory to access my PC. And the fact that Steam OS can run Sunset and Moonlight and Sunset, so I can use that as a remote device to remote into my PC.
Yeah,
easily. Like as a standalone device, it really depends, because yes, Steam does have the benefit of having all the PC gamer base that has their massive libraries that I have access to. Bringing new people, this could be a decent starting point for bringing new players in.
Yeah, but I don't think new people are looking for a Steam machine. I just don't like. And then another thing, even with y'all Steam people, is how open is this device to like GOG and Epic? Because not saying that you guys want to use those services, but PC people are kind of don't like to be like boxed in either.
You do realize Valve said you could, if you want, you can install Windows on it.
Yeah, you can, but that's extra work that the common person doesn't want to do. The common
gaming
person
PCs, they're kind of used to doing extra work anyway. Like,
yeah, you're talking about your niche group. I'm talking about mass appeal for this product.
I mean, if mass people get this product, they're not going to install Windows on it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They're going to accept the OS that's on there.
But who wants that? That's what I'm saying. For the
Steam OS is not that bad. It's like I said,
I'm not saying it's bad, but I'm saying who is this device catered towards, and what is the appeal that is going to get them to purchase this device? I kind of feel like this is going to be like more like a Steam Deck, to where it sells 7 to 15 million units at most, but it doesn't necessarily have a mass appeal. It doesn't necessarily make it onto a Best Buy store shelf, or doesn't necessarily make it into a Target. I kind of see it as like how you order a Steam Deck on demand, basically, and they ship it to you.
I mean, okay, yes. So Steam is basically they're the one handling all the shipping stuff. I mean, Steam already said that this is going to be like the entry level to PC gaming. That's what one of the employees at Valve said.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But do you think you're going to walk into the PC section of your favorite store?
Unfortunately, you're not going to be able to walk into a store. Like, it would be nice for them to go through a store, but they don't want to. They said I think they're already taking a loss on this Steam machine.
I'm sure they might be, but that's what I'm saying when it comes to this device.
So I mean,
so you agree with me in the sense that you don't necessarily think this is going to be a mass market product?
I mean, not in the beginning. No, I think it's going to have to be one of those things to build up over time. But it's not going to be on shelves. Do I think it's going to be marketed on shelves and everything like a Target, Walmart, Micro Center, Best Buy? No, I don't. I think Steam's going to keep everything in house, which I think is smart for them, because I have a strong feeling that they're about to sell this at a price where they're going to be taking a loss.
Well, if they sell it at a price where they're going to be taking a loss, but it's not mass produced, that's not necessarily a big deal, because it's being made on demand, so it doesn't.
They can control it. That's why I'm saying I think it'll make more sense for them to control it.
It's not like you put 15 million units out in the wild across the world globally, and then you only sell 5 and you wasted money on 10 million units. So that's not something that they have to necessarily concern themselves with.
Well, which I mean is smart, but I mean Valve has been taking a really smart approach, not with just Steam OS, but yeah, like that's what I think is going to happen. So is it going to be like a massive sale? Maybe not. I don't know. PC market is big, but for people who already are gaming PCs, they probably may get this as more so as an accessory to the existing gaming PC people. And who knows? Maybe it's possible, because Gen Alpha and Gen Z are, Gen Z, the later Gen Z and Gen Alpha people, they're probably going to look at this like, oh, well, if I can't afford a gaming PC, but I still want to be part of the PC ecosystem, they may look at something like this. Because all the advertisement Valve's going to get is literally through social media, which everyone's hooked up to.
Yeah. So let's get some reactions from the chat. Google poll has been pretty active. We got Mr. Kima. He says that Windows 12 is going to be built around gaming, which we do know that's going to be very big. So it's going to be interesting to see, one, when Windows 12 releases, and then 2, what changes that they do to make that more gaming friendly. And Gogo Poll, he says you sound like a pony. We'll skip that.
Oh, that's a she. Wait, that's a she.
It just says Gogo Poll. I don't know gender. But
I mean, I know they said I'd see Gogo Pony was active saying I'm sound like a pony for a Steam fan, but no, I'm not a pony. But I do think Steam OS is a little bit better than Windows. I will stick with.
He does say that it has to look good on a TV. That's one thing. PC hooking onto a TV, that consoles like Series X have a lead on Steam. Well, I mean, the big picture mode, the big picture mode is pretty good on the TV.
I'm about to say, if you talking about upscaling 900p to 4K, no. Because I'm about to say they actually have RDNA 3, so it already has upscale technology. Actually, better upscale technology than the Xbox and PlayStation. So I want to hear that.
So I mean, I think there's going to be some interesting things when it comes to this. I'm interested to see what this device on the market does, because even if it doesn't necessarily sell well, it's going to present things that even PlayStation and Xbox can learn from. What's going on, Demo? It's going to present things that even Xbox and PlayStation can learn from and incorporate into their ecosystem. So they're going to be able to look at this device and be like, okay, well, they did this, they did that. This is what we like. This is what we don't like. The fact that it has a HDMI port and a display port is something that's pretty interesting. This is going to be the first, console-like device that provides that option. So that's an interesting prospect.
Certain game. I'm about to say, I want to know what your PC build is. For you say certain games do look better on console, I admit that being a primary PC gamer. I don't know. I gotta see what you're running. That's where you about to play. You gotta list your specs on your PC, sir, for you to make a statement like that.
Hey, don't bring that PCMR crap in here.
I'm not trying to bring the PCMR. I'm just saying, like, PC's a wide range.
Y'all spec warriors.
We have the flexibility to have like budget rigs that make games look really choppy, or you can have your games extra crisp.
We understand that you got a 50-80, your girl got a 50-90, y'all out here balling, doing big things.
Oh, we ain't balling.
Government shutdown ain't stopping nothing over there. We get it. We get it. All right. Don't bring that PCMR over here.
Hey, I'm not bringing no PC. I'm just communicating with the chat because. Oh, you have a 47 Ti, 1440p with it on HDR32. Well, 47. No, how? I don't believe you, sir.
You don't believe that you don't believe that he has the thing, or you just you don't believe that his eyes perceive that the console does certain things better than his PC does.
It depends. It really will depend on what games he's playing, but because at 4070 Ti at 1440p. I don't know. On good OLED. Interesting. Okay. All right. We'll probably it'll be a talk for another discussion. But there's still one more thing I did want to bring up about the Valve device that I didn't get a screenshot of, but the VR headset that Valve's coming out with is a very interesting device.
Oh, yeah. The VR looks like it's finally wireless.
It is wireless, and it actually can run standalone. So when people say run standalone, you already know what people are going to ask.
And it looks very comfortable. It looks very comfortable, too. It looks like it might be more comfortable than the MetaQuest.
Yep, and they purposely made it for third parties to make accessories for it, which is the crazy part. Why would Valve do that? I mean, they care about their gamers. They're like, look, man, we don't care if y'all print out third-party crap. As long as y'all using our headset, doesn't matter. And you can use it standalone. Now, the specs of it, this is what's interesting. The Valve headset is has an ARM-based processor. Specifically, the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 processor powering the VR headset. Guess what that means?
Tell me, Nappy, because I'm not.
I mean, no, because this is what gamers are freaking out about.
Okay.
Because one, we already know that ARM chips are really good for power efficiency and really good powerful chips. The Snapdragon series.
I do know it should last a lot longer battery wise when it's not plugged in. I do know that part of it being an ARM chip. Yes.
So one of the YouTubers that actually was at the Valve site asked like developers, like, okay, so if this is running Snap ARM, not running x86, how's it communicating? Well, they got their own. Basically convergent technology that like converts the code from x86 to ARM processing. Guess what else runs ARM processing?
What else? Your phone.
Our phone. Majority of phones, all the flagship phones.
Yeah, all
ARM processing.
Yeah, we know all the phones are running.
And someone asked, like, so what you're telling me is that Steam can now run on ARM? He's like, well, technically, yes. So you're going to go into mobile gaming and run Steam on your phone? We can't. We've thought about that before, but we're going to look into it. Now the theories came out that possibly Steam having Steam run on phones with an untapped player base, that would be actually really cool. To have Steam OS that can run on your phone and you can start playing your Steam game. Well, not crazy Steam games, but games on your phone. Because if they already got it where the VR games are going to be playing on ARM processing units, they just open the floodgates to
the devices that we don't care about, but you do because you attach controllers to it.
Well, devices that honestly that Gen Alpha cares about, whether you guys like it or not. And y'all about to be back in my day, we had to sit in front of a TV. Well, guess what? These Gen Alpha motherfuckers now.
I got my Xbox Ally X. I don't need to be in front of no TV.
Okay, maybe they don't want a powerful Xbox Ally X. They out here got on their goddamn iPads, little Android tablets, playing some damn Roblox. Okay?
Hey, now the tablet, with the large screen with a controller hooked up to it, that might appeal to me, but not a phone. Not a phone. Phone doesn't.
I mean, this is a Red Magic 10, even though they just came out to 11. But
a phone, gaming on the phone does not appeal to me. But a tablet would. Like if I had like
you're
a 10,
old.
12,
They don't care about you. They care about Gen Alpha. We're millennials now.
Tablet with the controller hooked up to it, that appeals to me.
I mean, okay, I'm sure, but you know what? We got old eyes. Apparently, we're millennials. They care about our kids.
My vision is perfect. I'm
gonna say I got 20/20 vision too, but I'm just saying.
You got glasses.
I got blue light glasses to keep my 20/20 vision.
Oh, okay. I'm just making sure.
Oh, look,
you over here judging my vision. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not judging your vision. I'm just saying in general. Like Valve kind of opened the floodgates with the fact that they created a whole translation between x86 and ARM. That's something that
I'm not saying it's not a big thing because expanding gaming in general needs to happen. So yeah, that's a very
and the mobile gaming market is still technically untapped outside of gacha games. They are tired of gacha games.
Well, I don't know about that.
I mean, even the Eastern man, people tired of the damn loop. Goddamn 80% with the 10 guarantee SSRs after 80 pulls, man. People start to get tired of that. People don't got money like that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a fan of the gacha games. I'm not a fan of microtransactions and V-Bucks and VC and whatever in-game currencies you want to sell me. So I get it. That's not really my thing either. But yeah, we'll just have to see where this stuff goes.
Even Gogol even actually agrees there's some good mobile games.
Hey, I'm not saying that there are not good mobile games out there. That has never been my argument. It's just not the form factor that I would like to play games on. I actually don't have a problem with the phone or the screen size, but for me, the phone does so many other things that get in the way of my gaming experience that I don't want to game on that particular device. That for me, I don't want a phone call interrupting me. I don't want text from my friends interrupting me. I don't want my group chat going crazy in the middle of my gaming session and I keep getting those little notifications popping up while I'm in the middle of a game. So
this man said mobile game is good for bathroom gaming or gaming on the go, waiting at the DM. Wait, okay, well, okay.
I mean, it has its value, yes. Like that's why I said I don't want to hate on it. It's just not the form factor for me. If I had a secondary, like if there was a secondary device that was like the same shape as a phone, could fit in my pocket and I could hook a controller up to it, but it didn't receive calls and stuff and text and all that, like it was just for gaming, like, and I just hooked up my controller to it, that would be more appealing to me than my actual dedicated cellular phone game.
You know what that sounds like? That sounds like the Retro Pocket 6.
So that's where my issue comes in when we talk about mobile gaming. It's just that the phone does too much for me.
IO Neo Thor.
Yeah, I'm sure that there's
IO Neo Pocket S. I'm just saying there's a bunch of Android gaming devices that are not phones.
And that is amazing. But I bought an Xbox Ally X already, so
that dies in 2 hours.
No, I get tons of hours on it.
Wait, so
you'd be surprised how long
how long have you played on it without being plugged in?
Like 4 hours.
4 hours of battery. Damn, I don't even know what games you're playing.
I'm playing like I've been playing. I played FIFA on it. I played Ninja Gaiden 4 on it. I played Metaphor. I played.
Metaphor is easy. Ninja Gaiden.
I played Yakuza Ishin, like a Dragon Ishin.
That's a little bit easy to run too.
Play Final Fantasy 16 on it. Like I've been playing some games that are somewhat intensive on the device. It hasn't like I ain't been just playing. The most basic game I probably played on is like Hollow Knight Silk Song and like Ball Pit. And sometimes when I need just the 15 minutes to get my my gameplay bonus, because you got to play like 15 minutes on PC, 15 minutes on console to get your little Xbox points.
You really began for the bonus points, man. That's
I be getting my points.
Man, Microsoft, I gave up on the Microsoft when they stopped giving away enough points to get that free membership. I was like, I'm done.
No, I just been stacking my points. I haven't used them in a while, but I just stack them up. So I got Power Wash Simulator for when I need my 15 minutes real quick, and I got Ball X Pit for when I need my 15.
I don't know what's up with that. They're making a Power Wash Simulator 2, which
that's what I got. I got Power Wash Simulator 2. That's what I got.
Oh, I haven't played it yet, but it was one of those games that was oddly satisfying.
It is oddly satisfying. Like it's like because I think it's oddly satisfying because it requires attention to detail. As far as like when you're cleaning, I think the attention to detail that it requires is kind of the draw to the game. I want to play the new Digimon. I do plan on playing the new Digimon, but I don't really plan on playing it on my handheld because it's not Xbox Play Anywhere, and I don't plan on purchasing it on Steam. I mean, I might purchase it on Steam at some point. Hey, with the new PlayFab that they talked about that Xbox is doing with cross save between Steam and Xbox, that might be a thing to where I would be willing to purchase it on Steam and Xbox at the same time, where my save progress would go between both platforms.
It's actually pretty interesting that like Microsoft is working with, like, one of the biggest things that Microsoft says is that they are working. Oh yeah, this device is Steam compatible. Like it's like because Steam's a private entity company, they're not like a public traded company, so it's like Microsoft.
They want to buy Steam at some point. That's what it is, bro. That is the elephant in the room. That is
I would be so upset. No.
You might be upset, but that's what they want. Like whether you like it or not, if Xbox, Microsoft wants to purchase Steam. They want to kill Steam OS, and they just want to own the store and make all the money.
They're not going to kill Steam OS. They're going to integrate it. They might make the whole gaming thing just going to be Steam OS.
Well, they will kill Steam OS because it runs on Linux.
I don't think
it runs on Linux.
Or
they'll like completely redo Steam OS to where it's Windows based.
I hope if Gabe Newell, if you ever pass away, I hope in your will that you make it where Steam or Valve cannot be a publicly traded company, and the new owners cannot sell it off to any other goddamn corporation. You are literally beside you and GOG are our last hope for treating us right. Microsoft already tried to treat us dirty, and they're greedy.
We know the elephant in the room, bro. Whether it happens or it doesn't happen is one thing, but we know that the elephant in the room is that of course they don't need to, but when you have a $1 trillion company that decides that they just want to pay you whatever outrageous number you put out there so that they can take what you own for themselves.
I think that there is not enough. Is there even enough money on this planet for like Microsoft to just throw at themselves at Valve like that?
I mean, that they could. You act like Valve couldn't be purchased for like $30 billion.
30. That's okay. That's 30 billion.
That's a number that Microsoft could, because it would give them dominance of the PCs of the PC front.
Yeah, that's the problem. That will now be considered. Now the FCC should definitely FTC.
So, there's a world where they could do that. And I think that's their goal.
I hope it's not this world.
Did you see when Satya spoke a couple weeks ago? They interviewed him and they asked him about gaming, and within his first 3 sentences, the first thing he brought up was Steam. If he's bringing up Steam, it's on the hit list.
Now, I mean, because Sega was also on Microsoft hit list and Square.
Well, the reason that Sega and Square did not get acquired is because ABK and ZeniMax became available. So they saw those as higher priority than Sega and Square at the time. That's what it came down to. They spent over $100 billion in these acquisitions when you factor in the fact that they had to fight in court. So it wasn't like they wouldn't have purchased Sega or they wouldn't have purchased Square. It just other more attractive items became available to them and they had to make choices. Microsoft said you can't buy everything that you want to buy, but you can buy a couple.
Yeah, Valve. I know they're trying to partner with them, but the way how Gabe said he keeps everything private for a reason. I mean, I think Valve only has maybe 500 employees. Yeah. That's running this crazy close to $1 billion operation right now.
Yeah. So Mr. Kima says, Microsoft would acquire Stings. They would have to get rid of the Windows Store. I don't think they would have to get rid of the Windows Store. They would just have to separate the Windows Store from gaming. So the Windows Store would just sell that line of Windows products, and then all of the gaming products would just be segmented into the Steam store. That's how I think that would have to work. Because they're not going to get rid of the Windows Store. The Windows Store sells a lot of Windows products that have nothing to do with gaming.
I mean, you could just the Windows Store is weird. I could just go on the website and download the stuff.
Yeah, because the Windows Store is also an application store. It's a lot of different things, and that's why it doesn't necessarily work with gaming because it's so many different products in the store. And then when you go to the Xbox app, you're only getting the gaming slice of the store, and it's just not very clean yet. But it's getting better. Like I said, Microsoft has things that they have to figure out to get their gaming stuff right. Steam has things that they got to figure out to get their gaming stuff right. And now PlayStation has things that they're going to have to figure out to get, their gaming goals.
I could have sworn Sony's going through a restructure.
Yeah, they're going through a lot of things right now. We're gonna get to that after we are done with this. Actually, I mean, we hit on.
We're pretty much done. We talked about the headset. Talk about you can play games on it separately without the Steam machine.
Yep.
Run on ARM processor, which they somehow created their own software translating x86 to ARM, which is actually a really big thing because that's basically like running Steam on your phone, practically. We already got the Steam machine and we got the controller, so
yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on that. But yeah, let's go ahead and we're not going to talk about the Sony financials. I mean, we can, but I'd rather not. It's kind of been like a dead horse that's been beat in for the last 2 days. But we will talk about Ghost Yote. All right. From the Sony earnings, we've come to learn that Ghost Yote has hit about, I think, 3.3 million sales within its first month of sales. Me personally, I don't consider that to be within its first month of sales. There is a pre-order window that they are able to load up on those sales, and then those sales are actually realized on the day of release. But congratulations on them hitting their 3 million. So seems to be doing pretty decent for the most part, but not necessarily like it's gonna necessarily outdo what Ghost of Tsushima did. It's something that we're just gonna have to wait and see on. When did you see this news? And if you did, what'd you think about it? We don't have to sit on this topic for an extended period of time, but yeah, we can talk about it.
This just reminds me, I'm saying, I think Ghost of Yote sells 3 million. You said this is the first day?
First 32 days, the last 32 days.
I mean, that's good in my opinion. I mean,
it's not bad.
It's not bad. I mean, I'm pretty sure they probably wanted more, but at the same time, it still reminds me of that one time when Sony had that whole press interview, and one of the things that they said that one of the marketing people said was that the most played game on PS5 right now was what was it? Call of Duty, 2K, Fortnite, and just like
Yeah,
what are y'all doing,
it was
Sony?
nothing. It was nothing that they made basically. But something that did come out of their earnings that is interesting, besides the Ghost of Yote 3.3 million sales, is that their live service games accounted for 40% of all of their first party revenue. So their live service is, even if it's not necessarily doing great, it's starting to get to the point where it's carrying their first party.
I mean, I don't know if that player base should be happy because I mean Sony was known for their first like single player story, like story driven games, and like the player, like I'm not a Sony player. I don't play PlayStation. I don't know do you guys want these story based games? Do you guys not want them? Do you guys wait for them to go on sale? Like, I'm not a Sony. I don't know. The player base doesn't make any sense to me.
The player base for Sony is very interesting because they have a very loud vocal minority that is very passionate about the games, but
they don't buy them.
No, the vocal minority buy them, but the entirety of the install base, like if you talk to a just regular PlayStation customer, a lot of them don't even know that PlayStation they don't know the difference between a first party and a third party game. They just buy what they like. So they don't even like necessarily recognize that PlayStation makes a game for them every year per se.
I mean, as much marketing as they put around, like even the next Wolverine game that's coming out, they put all the marketing around God of War and stuff. Come on now, make custom, like limited edition controllers. Like,
bro, it's people that have cars and it gets marketed and they don't know what the fuck a lug nut is, basically. You know, like it's.
I'm just saying, like, as much as Sony talks about that, we got all these crazy immersive single player stories.
Yeah.
What the hell?
People don't care about it. I'm telling you,
they acting like they do,
but they don't. I mean, the numbers bear out that they don't. I mean, they don't have a. They might have one game a generation that has like a 10 to 12% attach rate of their install base, and it's like typically Spider-Man, and then maybe God of War. It's like they got two games that might hit like a 10% attach rate.
I don't know. It's to me the Sony the Sony players. If you play what you love, for all means, but like maybe it is maybe the minority few is like extremely loud. They must be like screaming at the top of Mount Everest where everyone can hear, because it doesn't make any sense how they say that PlayStation's all the way up here or like all the way up here. No. And then the games that they play is like you can play anywhere.
All right, so look at this, right? Did you watch State of Play? Because I was going to do a State of Play reaction, but if you didn't watch it, we don't have to do that. We can just like
the recent one. I think
the one that was yesterday.
I didn't watch one yesterday. No.
All right, then we don't have to talk about that in depth. But what I did want to bring up is they had that State of Play. They showed a bunch of games. None of them really first party games. It was showing that they're going more niche, more smaller games. And then on top of that, we got the announcement today that they were releasing a new game, and that new game will not be available on any PlayStation branded devices. It is
the mobile game. I saw that. I saw that.
And the funny thing is that there's nothing stopping a mobile game from being available on a gaming device. Like you can play Genshin Impact on your PlayStation. Like there are mobile games that are available on PlayStation and on Xbox.
You know what's sad? The newest mobile game that came out, Brutal Protocol. It the amount of money it made. Oh my god, that's just disgusting.
But isn't that interesting that they abandoned their install base who is familiar with the Ratchet and Clank IP, and they brought it to a whole new base of players who aren't necessarily affiliated with Ratchet and Clank. I mean, we know Android and iPhone users have PlayStations. We know that there's going to be a segment of them that have a PlayStation. But the fact that they're introducing it to an audience that necessarily isn't familiar with Ratchet and Clank as a brand on their device, and they're just ignoring their fan base when it comes to this storied IP, don't you think that's a very interesting decision that they made?
It is. It's honestly, to me, it seems like they want that mobile money. They want that mobile microtransaction money. Because I guarantee you that game's going to be free to play. It's going to have pulls, and which is basically gambling.
So do you think that they didn't put it on PlayStation branded devices because they wanted to avoid the scrutiny of the type of transactions that take place on the mobile market?
Actually, I could see that.
Because if IGN gets their hands on the game on a PlayStation and they see all these predatory transactions,
it's going to be publicly. But if it stays on mobile,
it's gonna kind of be out of sight, out of mind in a sense.
I mean, in a way, I could see that, but it doesn't work because there's another game that did that. Was the Game of Thrones game?
Yeah,
that's actually a mobile game.
Yeah.
And as soon as people caught on to the crazy gacha system that's on, man, a lot of game developers, a lot of game reviewers toured a new one. They didn't even know it was a mobile game the whole time, and then when they realized it was like, oh, that's why it has all these damn gacha games. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna drop it.
That's probably that may have been why they decided to not put it on console yet, because they wanted to avoid the scrutiny of their monetization system for the game.
But I mean, that's Ratchet and Clank though. Like
it's a storied IP.
That's fucked up.
It is.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Capcom put Devil May Cry mobile game, gacha game on mobile, which pissed a lot of people off too.
But the thing is, Capcom isn't loyal to the console per se. They're not loyal to a specific piece of hardware. Whereas PlayStation, they have their own specific hardware. They have their own branding identity, and you ignored all of that to release your game onto.
Look, man, you make some bread, man. Look, y'all.
To release it off platform.
Do y'all really want y'all good single player story games, man? We need that money. If y'all gonna give us the money, don't ask us where we're getting the money from. We just getting the money, okay? I don't want to hear it. Y'all continue playing y'all little COD, y'all little Fortnite and Roblox on our damn PlayStation 5s instead of playing our Ghost of Yote. Okay, fine. I need to eat. I want my money. So since y'all don't want to play all these high budgeted games where I put millions of dollars into, all the voice actors I gotta fucking hire, you know what? Let me just make a mobile game real quick, get a couple million and call it a day. Get the gacha system, SSRs. You gotta get 80 pulls. After 80 pulls, you get that guaranteed SSR. That's probably what Sony's thinking right now. They're probably like, okay, since y'all don't want to buy our first party games, we gotta get our money somehow.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't disagree, but I just find it to be a very interesting decision that they made, because I think at worst, with the new Portal announcement they made with the cloud on the Portal, it could have at least been cloud accessible on the Portal at minimum.
All right. I heard the new Portal, the PlayStation Portal put a new update out where you don't need.
Yeah, so I'm saying, where you can play over cloud.
Yeah, that isn't. Yeah, they did that, which is going to be interesting. It looks like they're trying to get their play rates. Also, you don't need we'll see, but I think Sony
Digital Foundry did a review, and apparently you still need a PlayStation 5 for the initial account setup. But then once you have the account set, like once you have your PSN and all that established, you can play on the cloud without actually needing a PlayStation 5 per se.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm just going off of Digital Foundry. I don't own a Portal. It's not a device that necessarily appeals to me.
It's like I don't know why they do
because
that.
I can still access like PSP remote play on my phone. I can access it on my PC. I can access it on my Xbox Ally. I don't necessarily need a dedicated
$200. What was it? $200?
It's $200, which I think
that is insane.
It's a fair price for what it does.
I will say this, maybe because it has the haptic feedback triggers, sure, but there's literally Android handheld gaming devices for $200 that supports PlayStation Play and can play native Android games and has an SD card slot for you to put emulators on. It's just
we know that there's better out there, okay, but
just wait.
People aren't willing. people aren't out there looking for better, and that's kind of, you know, where they get to take advantage. So I will do a state of play reaction a little bit, not to any of the games, but to a specific announcement that they made, that pertains to your space. PlayStation announced a PlayStation branded PC monitor that comes with a docking station for the DualSense controller. Did you see that? It's a 27-inch monitor.
Yes, I did. I don't know how I feel about it. I have until once I get my hands on it, I'll check.
You're gonna buy one?
No, I already got a gaming monitor.
You said get your hand. You said get your hands on it, so I was, you know,
not like I mean, I see the monitor. Like I already got my 1440p, 1 millisecond input latency, NVIDIA G-Sync capable monitor. So like that, I already spent like $500 on my monitor. I don't.
Yeah.
See,
like I know what you mean. Monitors are not cheap, and if you got a nice one, you know that.
Yeah, but I mean, it looked cool. I mean, I'll look up the reviews of it to see like how it performs. Does it have to like that part? I will see. Why would this have a dock station for your DualSense? I mean, maybe. I mean, I saw HDMI 2.2 or 2.1 or 2.2, but yeah.
So now that they've released PC speakers in one quarter, a monitor in the next quarter, do you kind of see them trending towards becoming more PC-like, releasing a device like the Steam Machine that we saw today, and like the Xbox hybrid console we've been hearing about for the past couple months? Do you kind of see these hardware releases that are more PC catered kind of showing that they may be going that way as well?
I mean, kind of, because I mean, surprisingly, like a lot of people don't notice for PC players, but I do have a DualSense controller, and there's a dedicated app, a PlayStation accessory app that allows you to update the DualSense controller. They've been doing quite a bit of updates on my DualSense controller. One of the biggest things with PC right now is if you do use a DualSense controller for your PC, the best way to do it is through SteamOS with a wire connection, or you could do the app that converts it over to Xbox 360 controller. But I don't know. It's just I can see them going to more PC options. I'm starting to see more games that are compatible with PC with like Xbox controllers, not Xbox, with DualSense controllers on PC. The only downside is that it has to be a wire connection. Like Steve, like you could legit like I'll say this: all PlayStation games have native support for their DualSense controllers. But it's limited capabilities. Like majority of the capabilities are not like usable or feasible. Like the haptic feedback triggers, for example, it just doesn't work for some reason.
Yeah.
Even
so you do think PlayStation looks like they're leaning towards going the hybrid PC route, or you don't?
I think so. I think all the companies are at this point.
Okay.
I mean, I think what the PlayStation is probably going to do is probably, I don't know if they're going to do the x86 with the Microsoft thing. I think they may, if they do x86, it's probably going to be.
Well, they're partnered with AMD, so they're probably, yeah. I'm thinking it would be Linux based because they don't want to
because they don't want to go
Microsoft any more money. They don't want to make Microsoft any more money.
So. I think they're going to go Linux based. I mean, because not only that, but Steam. Even though I know you say Steam is not as popular, but Steam still has a strong foothold. And the SteamOS is a Linux-based thing. Who knows what Sony will probably try to do?
Well, I mean, the PlayStation is Linux-based, so it's not far-fetched that they just port the same OS over, but incorporate more PC-like features into the next device.
Yeah, but if they say that they got some Steam, if they have like compatibility with Steam, though, that would just be funny. Because
I don't think that, you know what? I don't think they'll have compatibility with Steam. And the reason I don't think they'll have compatibility with Steam is because they are shareholders. They have a pretty decent stake in the Epic Game Store. So I think their PlayStation will be a PC hybrid with access to the Epic Game Store, but maybe not native access to the Steam Play Store, because they make money off of the Epic store sales.
Actually, I'll give you one even better. It's going to have native support with Apple because Sony and Apple already have shares together. As a matter of fact, the DualSense controller
That is possible. I
actually, as a
wouldn't put
matter
it
of fact,
past
the
them
DualSense controller has native support for Apple. It automatically converts all games
because
to
you know
work
what?
with the DualSense controller.
PlayStation is in a place. Well, Sony is in a place where they need their own trillionaire buddy. You know, to kind of back them a little bit. I think they do need that trillionaire buddy in their back pocket to help them fight against some of the things that Microsoft does.
Yeah, I mean, Microsoft's a little bit of a money bully. They just like, come bust open the door, smack you with a bag of money.
So I do think there's a world where Apple and PlayStation work together, even if it's not under the guise of an official partnership agreement that we hear about. But I could see them kind of working together to advance each other's interests. I could see that.
Yeah, I mean, and Apple did say that they want to get back into the gaming sphere, even though
they're trying to make more gaming like PCs. They're trying to re-engineer their PCs.
Their mobile gaming line is a little insane.
But they want the actual PCs to be more capable for gaming as well.
I mean, they got Assassin's Creed Mirage on their MacBooks. I don't know how they did that, but
it's something that they're committed to. So it's interesting. It's the next couple of years of where this gaming space is going is interesting because people have their foot fully in. Some people have their foot halfway in. And it's interesting to see how these spaces get navigated between these like billion-dollar, trillion-dollar companies who are like kind of pussyfooting around the gaming industry in different ways.
They got to play safe, man. They don't want to lose it all.
Yeah. So, I mean, Apple's never going to lose it all. Microsoft's never going to lose it all in gaming. PlayStation stands a chance to lose it. Well, Sony stands a chance to lose it all in the, just based on the size of their company. If they did something catastrophic, they could, suffer. Nintendo, if they did something catastrophic, could, really topple their company, being that it's such a big part of what they do. But like, if Xbox division fell inside of Microsoft, it would hurt based on how big it is now. But in like 6 months, it would be a documentary about it, and then no one at Microsoft would ever talk about it again. Kind of like when Windows Phone folded up. It would just be like, oh, yeah, that hurt. It hurt that it folded up. But on the bigger and better things at Microsoft now, what are we doing next? AI.
Well, the AI, I don't want to talk about the AI race. That shit's starting getting annoying.
Yeah, it is. But that's just kind of how it is. But I you brought up the Apple Sony partnership. I can see that happening. I think it makes sense for both parties in some way. So yeah, maybe we will see that. That would be interesting.
I mean, like I said, the DualSense controller already has native support for Apple products, which a lot of people don't. Well, some people know, but a lot of people don't know.
Well, Apple has always been a player in the gaming space, but it's always been behind the scenes. Like they, like a lot of people don't know this, but they designed the Xbox 360 OS.
That's cool. That's funny.
But, yeah. I mean, it ran on Windows, but they designed it. So
they were the first or second one.
360.
No, I'm saying the 360 had two OS.
I'm talking about with the blades and all that.
Okay, the blades. The blade ones. That was the OG.
Yeah. They were instrumental in the development of that. So that's Apple's been around, just not a big player. We have our own branded products and things like that, but they've been around.
We'll give them credit too. But PlayStation, I didn't get a chance to watch it. I did see the monitor, which I was like, could be cool because I mean, I'm not saying the monitor is bad. I don't know. Is the monitor 4K or did they say 1440p?
1440p.
Yeah, because 1440p is like.
It's cute. I'll look it up. I'm not gonna just go off memory.
I can just Google that real quick.
Yeah. My headphones are about to die. I thought I charged them last night.
PlayStation new monitor. No, it's not 4K. It is.
Yeah, it's 1440p. I know it's not 4K.
I mean, that makes sense. I mean, because I'm gonna be honest with you, most PC gamers are now 1440p gamers now. Because a lot of people say that the difference between 1440p and 4K is negligible, like way how it looks, but honestly, like people are saying that like 1440p, you get a slight less like little more rounder lines, but you get so much more performance.
I mean, I think the biggest draw for this monitor might be the refresh rate, because it's not
the refresh rate is 1 millisecond refresh rate, that's good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, that's like the standard for a gaming monitor. So
they're saying it's going to sell for $350 too, which is
that's not bad. That's not a bad price for it. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I thought it could have made it into the 500 range, so I am happy that it's $350.
But I mean, it doesn't have AMD FreeSync, or it doesn't look like it has FreeSync or G-Sync, which is the big problem. If you're gonna make a gaming monitor, it needs to at least support FreeSync or G-Sync. I don't see that. That's a problem.
You know,
at least FreeSync, seeing that you already work with AMD for the PlayStation 5.
It's
that means that with
it's the Sony way. I don't know what to tell you, man.
That's the problem. If you see some screen tearing, for when people use that AI upscaling, they see screen tearing, we know why.
But yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting, but that was pretty much all the topics I have for tonight. Unless there's something else that you wanted to cover. I know I didn't give people a chance to give their input on topics. So if not, we will roll into our outros, man. So with that said, Nappy, where can people find you? What are you reviewing? What's going on in the world of Nappy?
All right, so now that I got things situated, I'm gonna finish up the review on this Xbox controller, the Revolutionary X Netcon controller with 6 programmable buttons, gyro for Xbox players, trigger stoppers, the full 9 with the little screen on it. So that way, that honestly, I'm starting to get so many of these controllers with screens on them to the point where the screen doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, it used to be a novelty. Like, oh man, it's cool. It has a screen, and now it's like kind of like becoming a standard feature.
Like I got so many controllers with screens now. I'm like, okay, you got a screen. Whoop-de-doo. I mean, it makes it good for navigation and like programming back buttons. I'll give it that. So as long as it could do that,
I mean, it's good to have like a screen that kind of lets you know that like your controller is doing what you're kind of asking it to do in that moment. Mm-hmm. So I mean, it is useful.
I do got some other controllers, but I don't have them on me right now. As far as like reviews go, like that, I'm going to get back to my controller reviews. I know I took like a 2-month hiatus, and I looked at my YouTube channel. Somebody's like, "Hey, are you still posting?" I'm like, "Yeah, just going through some things." And also, I'm not going to lie, a lot of these newer controllers are starting to all do the same thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of like I'm got to the point now where like I got a controller, like it has to be unique for me to review it at this point, because I may do like a couple budget ones here and there, but they're pretty much all the same, at least for the PC. Like I even got this controller, doesn't support, also has a screen on it, doesn't support the Western audience yet because it doesn't support English, but also programmable controller with 4 programmable buttons, trigger stoppers, full 9. So
okay.
There's a lot of controllers I got to review. I just haven't got to it yet. But if they're unique enough, I will actually go out my way to try to purchase them and review them.
Okay. All right. And as far as I go, you guys can follow me, Pharaoh Bizarre, here on Twitter. And you will find me Tuesday nights with C Money and Doodle at On Point for Gamers. Yeah, come out, check us out, rock out with us there. And let's have a good time. That said, I appreciate you guys coming through, getting your weekly dose of that vitamin G. With that said, we are out. Peace.
Right. See it.
I'm on the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside.
discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. Rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. Vitamin G. Vitamin G. Got what you need.
I'm on the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone.
Vitamin G. Got what you need. Vitamin G. Got what you need.
All alone.
Vitamin G. Discussing that heat in the street. Hey, we got just what you need on Vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. Rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. Vitamin G.
I'm on the outside